Hello everyone, I'm Jamie Mendez and this is Magical Me, and today I'm going live with my weekly Moon Day Oracle message. So before I really go into explaining what the Moon Day Oracle message is, I just want to make sure that all is well on the technical end of everything. Just make sure that everybody can hear me and see me okay before I really get started. Hello, Laura. Welcome, lovely goddess. How are you? And thank you for being here. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, so then I will share this quickly while people are connecting. So how have you been today? Hi, Jennifer. Welcome. So how have... there it is. If it wants to load. Hi, Laura. Welcome, love. Thanks for being here. Okay, I think I got it. Hi, Eleanor. Hello, Elise. Welcome. Oh, thank you all for being here. So just double checking on the sound. Can everybody hear me okay? So, and while we are waiting, I will go ahead and explain, just for anybody who is new to my page. And if this is the first time that you are finding yourselves here, welcome. Thank you so much for popping in. I do hope that you enjoy what it is that you find here. Every Monday or so, so long as divine timing allows, I do try to go live with a weekly message of guidance and insight. And I do this utilizing my own intuitive abilities as well as oracle cards and really just what I feel intuitively or energetically, and just to kind of give us a heads up. So I do this by, again, pulling forward a message of guidance and insight to give us an awareness as to what it is that might be going on, what we can expect, to really allow us to best maneuver in flow or in divine flow with the energy of the week. I do also like to talk a little bit about anything that might have been coming up, what I've been feeling in my energy forecast. And with that, I also take that time to discuss anything major cosmically or astrologically that might be going on throughout the week as well, that is, I guess, really notable for us to really be mindful of. So I will talk about that. I often talk about news and announcements as well for anything that I have offering here at Magical Me or over at my sister business, Oracles of the Light. So I like to do that. And then at the very end, I usually discuss or pull a mudra and discuss what mudras are, and then really guide us all into working with the mudra that comes forward for the energy of the week. So a lot to get through. It's about an hour long. So get comfortable, grab your cup of tea, and yeah, just relax and receive. So I have a few things to cover today, but you also may have noticed that I said that I was going to be doing giveaways today. So I absolutely am. And that is because it is the season of giving. It is the season of, magic. And so what better way than to give away the gift of magic? So I will be kind of running through that towards the end, maybe before the mudra or after the mudra, depending upon what I feel. And so I'll give everybody that's tuning in live only. So unfortunately, this is not for those of you watching on replay, though I do greatly appreciate those of you who tune in on replay and cannot be live. So thank you for that. And those of you who are even tuning in through my YouTube channel, thank you so much for doing that as well. So again, this is just going to be for those that are live at this time. Maybe I'll do something on my page at some other point the rest of the month where others can also participate too. So hello, Dawn. Happy Moon Day, love. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Eleanor and Elise. Appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of jump right on into things. There's not a whole lot of news and announcements to go over at this time, other than the fact that the Oracles of the Light and myself, so most of you already know I have another business called Oracles of the Light with my two soul sisters, Lindsay and Karen, and we are offering gift certificates and gift cards, both digital as well as physical copies that can be mailed to you, emailed to you as well, which is really convenient for people who are not local to us and still would like to be able to give the gift of magic with any of our services. So we offer an array of different services. Many of you already know about the different types of services we offer, but if you don't, you can check out our website at www.oraclesofthelight.com. There is also a post not too far down on both of our pages here and there that show a list of really all the different services that we offer. So with that said, that's pretty much the only news and announcements I think I want to cover right now. As far as the giveaway that I'll be doing here live today, I will be giving away a few different offers for my services. So I'm going to probably do this for 2 or 3 people this evening. So if you don't win the first time, you might win another time. And again, I do want to do this again next week as well. So hopefully, as long as I'm here live, I will be doing lots of magical giveaways. So I'll talk more about that later. Hi, Rosemaria. Welcome, gorgeous. Thanks for being here. So I hope that you have all had an incredibly magical weekend. I know we had that massive 12/12 portal that opened up, and that was really very, very powerful. I don't know about you, but it was incredibly powerful. There was so much magic just between dream messages, between kind of like waking messages and downloads, between some movement occurring towards new projects and endeavors, and just really feeling like this return of life, I really want to say. And it's 4:44, so I just want to acknowledge that right now. Is, I always see 4:44 as kind of like a divine confirmation of, just getting that kind of heads up message that, anything that's going on at this time or what you're feeling, experiencing at this time, really giving like a confirmation from your angels, from your higher self, that you are moving into divine alignment with your higher plan or your higher calling. So that kind of goes into what I was just saying. So that's really what I feel is like this return of life. And it's funny because we are actually moving into the winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, which would then be considered the return of light, as the solstice itself is the longest day of the year, as it is, the shortest day of the year. Got that mixed up. Shortest day of the year, as it is when the light is at its least as far as intensity goes. So, at this point, the dark is actually at its height, if you will. But as of that point, we shift crossover, shift hands, and it is the opposite in the southern hemisphere, where we are beginning to actually experience the return of the increase in light. So from the solstice to the equinox, we will have that build up towards the peak of light. But when I say that, it's interesting that we always focus so much on the return of the light when, yes, okay, that's happening, within, the seasons right now and within our, the world around us. But I was really drawn today to talk a little bit more about how, at this time, we can experience this return to life. And it's like this kind of reminder of that return of light that we focus on so much essentially is we are the light, you know? So it's not necessarily a return of the light, as it's more of a remembering the light is you. There is no separation. You are the light that this world needs. The light that you seek is within you. It always has been. So you and the light externally are one and the same. And, you know, there's a lot of focus at this time on the return of light also because of the birth of the sun god or the son of God, which depending upon beliefs, cultures, religions, was very much celebrated and honored also at this time. So, and that had to do with the alignment of the winter solstice. So that rebirthing of light is essentially us. And it is, I feel, you know, the light being this kind of like a massive clock or a way to, you know, obviously record time. It's ever since the day that we sparked to life into this world that we have been coming, I should say, every year on this wheel, we come to this point of coming more and more into seeing that we are the light, the reminder of that. So I feel like this is yet another opportunity for us to realize that we are that light in which we seek. Hello, Laura. Hi, Lynette. Thanks for being here, ladies. So the 1212 gateway was the opener. And if you look at that, you know, kind of like numerically, the 1212 is kind of like the flip side of the 1221, which is tends to be when the solstice actually occurs. And I think it's the 21st this year. Again, it's measured by the light, so it depends upon, but I think it's the 21st again this year. So again, anyways, that 12, 12, and then the 12, 21, it's kind of like, you know, a mirror of itself. So it's in between right now where we're actually, we've already stepped into this portal of light. And that portal of light being coming more into ourselves, coming more into our own light. And so this next week or so, until we build up to the solstice, I personally feel like it's going to be incredibly intense regarding revelations, epiphanies, activations, awakening moments, you know. It feels to me like right now, the word that I've really been guided to use a lot is reckoning, where it's like a reckoning within ourselves, a reckoning within circumstances around us. And I wasn't here last week, but the week before that, there was a lot of talk regarding truths being revealed and illuminated. And that's really still occurring. Hi, Heather. Hi, Maria. Thanks for being here, gorgeous goddesses. So that's really still occurring. And again, it's just going to keep happening, keep expanding, building more and more, where it's really putting us in these situations, be they external, be they internal, you know, emotional things that might come up, or just suddenly feeling yourself really knee deep in some philosophical moments there, where you're really having this epiphany as to the revelation of the light of you. And I just love that, because it's like peeling back more and more layers that now listen, let me just like clarify here too. We've always been the light. We've never left the light. We've never separated from it. And again, it's not fluffy bunny stuff that's like, you know, dark doesn't exist. No, because obviously it does. Everything dark is within the light. But even in the darkest of moments, even in the darkest of experiences that are, you know, create this shadow of illusion to, you know, that kind of dim our ability to recognize the truth of who we are, we've always still been the light, right? So we are physical incarnations of the light. So I just can't stress that enough, because the more that we step into that, the more we step into ourselves. So I feel like this is really inspiring a whole new way of looking at things. And yeah, we have a solstice every year. But don't you notice, things are getting a lot more intense than they ordinarily have been in years past. And this is because we are really crossing that threshold, stepping into the age of Aquarius as it is being now anchored. So that creates this whole shift in consciousness. And that involves coming more into the unified self, that unified light. So quite a bit is actually going on this particular week. We've got on the 17th is when the sun, okay, so we're talking about the light again, the sun, which is our, great source of power and vitality and life, is actually crossing the galactic center. And the galactic center, I believe, is supposed to be something or it's been theorized to be at I think it's 28 degrees of Sagittarius. So when that happens, when the sun crosses that, I believe it's going to occur on the 17th of this month, it really kind of begs the question of, who am I really? So again, we're peeling back more and more layers of the self and stepping into that fully realized self. And so as the sun crosses that galactic core, it's going to bring awareness or attention to, on one level, who am I really, and what could I really be doing here? And again, like I said, as we peel back more of these layers, it's bringing us more into feeling inspired to create and to birth new projects and kind of dive down into paths that are more in alignment with who we are. And again, with that 444 that came up of what we're meant to be doing here on a greater scale. Okay. So, seeding the light within you at this time really is what I kind of see that's happening in a very divinely orchestrated way, I guess you could say. So this also kind of begs the question of your origins at this time. And I did have a dream last night that spoke of familial lineage, and really kind of having this unification. Not that we aren't already, because again, it's at the end of the day, we already are what we seek to be. We already are. But it's when I say an activation of, and a realization, awakening of your light, this is more of that, it's a realization of it. You're coming more into alignment with the consciousness of being able to perceive it as what it is, as what you are. So in my dream, there was this kind of message that was about a unification of my familial lineage. So you might think, well, what does that mean? Yeah, that's at first, because I was like, what does that mean? Not your ancestral bloodline in this physical incarnation necessarily, more so of so you think in terms of reincarnation, and your soul has been so many different versions of yourself. And so you have incarnated into many different physical bloodlines, but your soul seed, your soul's origin and link, it's that line that is actually being integrated, or I should say more empowered and awakened within you. It's coming more into that awareness. Now, this could also have us really looking deeply into our star origins. And yeah, some of you might say, what on earth is this lady talking about right now? Star origins. But, we are light. So, we have origins long before Earth, long before, at least is my belief. Again, if it's not yours, that's okay. Take it out, throw it out, do what you want with it. But, really kind of more coming into this alignment, because again, at the end of the day, that really does orchestrate your divine plan, is the origins that you carry within you. So, whatever that means for you, it could be, stars, it could be planets, it could be, actual lineages that are, you find yourself looking more into. The answers are already within you. They're there. Just like I said with my dream last night, it really did, it kind of specified for me. And that's the thing, when you seek, you receive. So just asking those questions and then listening to self, or the way that your higher self communicates to you as well. Okay. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Hi, Karen. And like I said, to each its own. I'm not here to change anybody's perception. That's not what I meant to do. I simply share. And if that awakens and activates, or brings awareness to something that is already within you, then fantastic. And if not, thanks for listening anyway. Hi, Angela. Welcome, gorgeous. Thanks for being here. Yes, Laura, in your bones. Absolutely interesting. You said that as our ancestral bones, right? So that is what is occurring on the 17th. And so, the guidance that I have with you is to really start to feel into you, really feeling into what is wanting to come through you, what is wanting to be birthed through you. And as far-fetched as it might sound, as it might seem, our job is not to worry about the how. Our job is more so just to recognize it and then start to really embrace that knowing. And as you do, it creates that ripple effect, if you will. And with this time, with the golden light, because essentially when we're talking about the birth of Christ, we're talking about the birth of Christ consciousness as well. So with that Christ consciousness, which is unified light, right? No such thing, no polarities then. This is integrated oneness here. But when we're talking about this, at the same time, that power of the golden is the prosperity, the abundance, the manifestation as well. So really putting into your consciousness, because you are that powerful wielder, you're the wand of the universe. And so you're the one that's creating, if you will, all of that in which you wish to see, embody, attain around you. Okay. Moving on to the 18th, and I will catch comments too in a few minutes. I just don't want to keep sidetracking myself, because then I'll never get through it. But keep sending the comments, okay? The 18th, which is next Saturday, is the full moon in the sign of Gemini, and so all full moons are that time of completion, but they're also a time simultaneously of empowerment. So, an illumination and really kind of pulling up to the surface, as the moon's impact upon the ocean, upon water, it really does pull up to the surface those deep emotions as well. And so it's like, what is deep within, what has been seeded deep within you long ago that just needed you to come to this place, that you were ready to receive it, that you were ready to see it, that you were ready for that light to fully turn on. So that, again, the full moon is kind of pulling this up and out of us. At the same time, the sign of Gemini, we understand that it represents the twins, which could be seen as represented mirrors, but it could also be seen as representing, polarities and the opposites. So with that full moon, I actually see it as bringing about deep unification. And I see this unification within us. But as we all know, is that the unification that happens within us, and I don't mean just like masculine and feminine, I mean between, again, higher self, lower self, higher mind, lower mind, anything that you could think of. It's a unification of coming together, of coming into that divine alignment, being perfectly poised at where you need to be in order to receive, in order to achieve. So I see this really powerful facilitation happening with this Gemini full moon. But I also see that it brings this just beautiful alignment, because Gemini is ruled by the element of air, and air is connected into the mind body, where the full moon, is that natural connection into, our intuitive abilities, our feminine side, if you will. But the way that I see it is like this beautiful alignment happening between, once again, another calibration of heart and mind alignment. So, hi Trista. Long time no see, gorgeous. Welcome and thank you for being here. Jillian, welcome, gorgeous. Thanks for being here. So I just see this beautiful like unification occurring. And again, as we know, what happens within, it ripples into circumstances externally as well, because our internal reflects our external, or creates our external, I should say. So really powerful time of calibrations occurring. And as I said, this is happening all like bam, bam, right in front of this solstice that's happening. And then again on the 19th, we have Venus going retrograde. So, and I do believe Venus just aligned in Capricorn with Pluto. Pluto being the planet of mysteries, of the deep, dark stuff that we keep hidden from the light. So that kind of falls into what I said already about the full moon in Gemini. And again, with this Venus retrograde, the very next day, retrogrades are a time of kind of slowing down, seemingly kind of having to stop in place before moving into a different direction. So with that said, retrogrades bring us that opportunity to really reevaluate and reflect upon things. So retrogrades are probably one of our biggest teacher guys. It's so really important to harness the energy of retrogrades. And so Venus is doing this like dance right now with Pluto, where Pluto, I was shown like this hand that was kind of, Venus kind of being represented, not only the sacral, but also representing the heart, as I feel like, Venus being all things love, relationships, beauty, what we, what we value. It does connect into finances as well. So at this time, it's like really given this reflection into what has kind of been buried in the shadow of our emotional body too. So that Pluto hand kind of diving down into the heart and just kind of ripping out what is there and being like, look, ready to deal with this now? So it's going to create a little waves, but for the most beautiful, divinely orchestrated reasons. So, this is going to bring some illumination to what you love, how you love, who you love, and what you really want to be doing with this knowledge now. The time for keeping things compressed, repressed is over. So now it's helping us to deal with the hard stuff. But at the end of the day, it's to help you do what comes naturally to you. What is natural for you. What is naturally you. So beautiful, beautiful stuff going on. At the same time, with that Venus retrograde and the full moon and then the solstice and everything, I do feel like this is going to give some birth to a new consciousness that you're going to be embodying. We all, I say you, I mean us, we're going to be embodying as far as how we want to live our life. Kind of recognizing that these maybe core values that we thought were, what we were meant to live by or how we were living is no longer serving and no longer aligning. And it's like kind of not living in, recognizing what isn't honoring our light. How aren't we honoring our light? How aren't we radiating our light? So this is going to come up a lot. It's definitely going to bring some interesting dynamics to partnerships, to relationships. I feel like there's going to be lots of revelations, whether it be a revelation of walking away because you just realize that you maybe want different things. You value different things. And the way that relationships and partnerships best flow is by having a very similar understanding of the other's way of loving, of the way of what they value. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this all unfolds. But, the best thing that I can tell you is just breathe and allow yourself to release and allow yourself then to receive, because since such deep, profound levels of shifting are occurring, imagine what deep, profound levels of magic wants to then enter your life. So like, what are you making room for? Right? So there's going to be lots of revelations. And I feel like even maybe seeing current partnerships in a more enlightened way. Even those partnerships potentially taking on a higher dynamic. And again, I don't like that word higher because it's not how I mean it. The way that we understand it, it's not how I mean it. I mean it in a way that's like taking it to the next level, or seeing it in a deeper, more intense, even maybe more intimate way. So seeing the deeper, intricate inner workings and weavings, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I make any sense to anybody at all, but that's just what I'm feeling. That's what I'm seeing. And if it helps you, then fantastic. Okay. Hey, Barbara, welcome. So that is the intense energy forecast for the week, guys. All right, let me catch up on these comments. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Heather. Heather says, last night, my husband and I sat outside looking at the planetary lineup that was so clear in the skies, because wasn't it? I saw it too. Absolutely beautiful. And just, again, that in itself started, was that 12/12? I think that actually came into that alignment. So you can kind of see how that is again, a higher, or I should say more cosmic event that is meant to be a symbolic interpretation or communication to us as to how everything is just moving into a divine, harmonious alignment. And when things line up just like that, that's when doorways open. That's when thresholds are crossed. That's when revelations happen and you are able to see in a way that you weren't able to see before. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. But thank you for sharing that too and bringing that up. Cindy says, on the way home, there were all these weird streaks in the sky, like mini contrails or mini comets. It was wild. Ooh, I saw something like that about, was it 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago? I saw something, but it was just one. It was just a singular one. It was like right above my head. So no way on earth it was a comet, star, meteorite, anything that close to the ground. However, I do know that I read that there were some meteor showers, or it's not the Perseid. I know I read something about the Leonidas, but I think that's just one. So I'm not sure, but I do know there is something going on right now where there is some sort of meteor showers or something going on. So that's really cool and definitely very special that you got to see it. So maybe do some, Google and see which ones are currently going on. And I feel like that's also going to be a very special message for you at the same time, because if there is which there always is, a symbolic, metaphoric, or spiritual message connected to that particular set of showers, you were blessed to be able to see it and receive it. So whenever I see stuff like that, like comets or just these crazy astrological things that you don't get to see all the time, I feel like it marks a very sacred moment in time. That almost like it's stuff that, when you're writing the story of your book, looking back, that's going to be the moment. That's going to be the time that it told you something major is about to happen to change your life in the most magical of ways. So awesome. Good for you. Hi, Eileen. Welcome, lovely. Trista says, suppressed core values coming to the light for the first time ever. Oh, wow. Wow. Well, bless you, my love. And I think it's beautiful that you are able to recognize it, because that is half the battle in helping you to transcend, transform, and recognize, honoring it, really, how those suppressed core values, the suppression part of it, at least, was even a teacher along the way. So, how you've learned from it. So that's great. Good for you. Angela says, I had a dream last night. I met a beautiful man. His name was Howard, and he told me his birthday is June 3rd. I was so surprised that he was a Gemini, since I don't really get along with Gemini. Well, I don't think it's fair to categorize all Geminis in the same pool, because, modern astrology leads through the sun. But how many, thousands of years ago we were led by the moon. And so your lunar sign being one that might have a little bit more sway probably back then, but also, like, if you're talking in terms like Vedic astrology being more ancient, definitely sees things differently. And as we know, we are not just one of the 12 zodiacs. Most of us have almost all of the 12 zodiacs somewhere within our chart. Not all of us. I can attest of no Capricorn in my chart whatsoever, which does make things a bit challenging with Capricorns for me sometimes, but the best rewards when we can kind of work with that energy, bringing it more into our life. So interesting that, you've got this Gemini masculine energy coming in to me. And now I'm not the end all say all. You could take this if it works for you. I kind of see, especially when Geminis are referenced, I see them as, again, the twin, but the mirror. And also that could be representing your masculine, inner masculine, coming forward to be more acknowledged. There's some healing probably that needs to occur with your masculine. And so I feel like he's kind of stepping up to the plate because he might be ready to integrate with your feminine. So could also be something for, foreshadowing of what might be coming in the future. But again, our internal reflects our external. So that's where it's going to start first. So very interesting magic you got going on there. Dawn Lance, elevated. Yes. I feel like that still doesn't do it justice according to how I feel it, but elevated is much better than higher. So thank you for that. I love it. Marie says, you make complete sense. It resonates deeply for me. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Awesome, Karen. Thank you. Geminids. It says, oh my God, it sounds like Gemini, doesn't it? So some serious unification happening, everyone. And that is phenomenal, because that is what we all need, is to, and I guess I shouldn't say what we need, but, what will absolutely benefit us all is when we come into unity, right? At the end of the day, we are already one. We're already in unity. But again, that's another conversation. We can keep going there. We can keep going around and around with that. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. So definitely talking about something that's kind of maybe going to be occurring within you at that time. Talking to Angela, sorry. Jillian, oh, I thought I was your favorite Capricorn. You are absolutely my favorite Capricorn. Absolutely. You balance me. You had me at hello, my dear. You balance me. Love you. All right. Let's get into this oracle message if we haven't really already kind of covered it. So I want to see what decks am I being called to, or deck. When my hands are going into like activating. I notice that I do that sometimes when I'm trying to like focus. They'll start activating the mudra fingers there. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'm working with the same deck that I worked with the last Moon Day message, and it is Oracle of the Hidden Worlds by Lucy Cavendish. Look at all that lights. How perfect. Hi, Rochelle. Welcome, lovely. All right. So I'm going to ask you all to come into sacred space with me. So just trying to, kind of disconnect a little bit if you can, if it's safe to do so, from all that you might have going on around you at this time. Just take that moment just to come into yourself, which is so important. We definitely don't do this enough, and this is why I encourage it with all of you at this time. It's just that moment to come into yourself. How does that feel? And that's what all this week is going to be really bringing us into, is coming into the self. So to close your eyes, just take a nice deep breath in and release. One more time, deep breath in. And as you release, just feel your mind dropping into your heart space, coming into your core, the core of yourself. And taking one last breath in and release. Just feeling yourself anchor into Mother Earth beneath you. All right, we're asking for guidance and insight into the week of December 13th, 2021. Ooh, I already saw it. Ooh, yeah. Ready? So it is a 16, which breaks down to be a 7. 7 to me is the number of magic and ceremony, ritual, alchemy, transcendence. To me, it is the alchemical process that creates the bridge to take us from one space to the next. It is also the number that I always associate with taking a blind leap of faith and having trust in the process and in the unknown. Not allowing yourself to really be held in that space of fear, just taking, again, coming into complete faith. Goes exactly with this card because the card is the leap. And it says ecstasy, bliss, belief. Boom. So, if you have any doubts about anything that comes forward, Spirit always finds a way to help us really understand, yes, this is exactly what we're talking about. So this week, you are going to be, in some way or another, placed into a position, a consciousness, a state of thought, whatever you want to refer to it as, could be physically literal, where you are going to ask to step beyond the known, where we are asked to take that leap of faith, to give the benefit of the doubt that when you leap, Spirit got you, that you're not going to fall. And while there might be some lessons and some challenges along the way, they are all meant to help you continue evolving, continue growing, and continue to really rise into love and rise into your light. So when you come to this threshold of standing betwixt the known and the unknown, the moment the fear tries to talk you off that ledge, leap anyway. This is showing us that circumstances are being facilitated beyond our wildest dreams. That the best possible scenario isn't even as good as the way that this is going to align. The words ecstasy, bliss, that also speaks highly to me of divine union occurring. And again, divine union within. And anytime we're working with the energy of Christ light, the unified light, that's exactly what we're dealing with, because the alchemical process of your polarities aligning together, coming together as one, that's exactly what that is. It's that ecstatic bliss that occurs when divine union happens. So this could translate into literal emotional, mental, spiritual alignments happening within yourself, really coming to that space, really touching on what I've already said this evening about the process of that unification within ourselves, the recognition of our true selves, our true core values and beliefs. This is that divine alignment between all, what is it, was it 7 planets that were in a row? This is that divine alignment, again, 7 again, right, with the planets. Everything aligning exactly how it needs to for you to be able to cross that threshold into the next octave, to the elevated octave of your journey, of you, and really stepping more into you. So this could translate into opportunities that are being presented to you, offers, some sort of move. This could again be happening again in an emotional way, in a mental way, in a spiritual way. Remember when I talked back about Venus in retrograde and how that's going to bring, it's going to shake things up a little bit, but essentially what it's working towards is bringing this awareness or recognition into a deeper intimacy in connections, whether this be with people, whether this be with jobs, whether this be with divine connections as far as things and how they've come together, how circumstances all align. So it's bringing a deeper awareness, and this is like, I see the locking mechanisms in place that then set the rest of the wheels in motion for you to come into that alignment with the higher plan. But it cannot occur until you take that leap of faith. So you're going to be asked to be a little vulnerable. You're going to be asked to be a little exposed. I feel I'm really drawn to, I'm looking at my mudra deck right now, and a lot of the work that I've had happening over the weekend was heart expansion. And I kind of really saw my heart light really kind of like radiating outside of my body. And so you're having this heart expansion at the same time. So it's when you're dealing with Venus, when you are dealing with, this whole, what I said I kind of seen about, the 12-12 opening up, more coming into self. It's coming into the heart of us, the heart of situations, the heart of the matters, really bringing us into that place of really opening ourselves up beyond what we're used to. And that's more than likely going to ask you to walk away from certain things so that you can take that leap, right? So you can see this card is so amazing because she leapt into the air off the ledge, and the divine light is there filling her up, raising her up. You can just see that energy or feel the energy that is just complete ecstatic bliss, where she isn't worried at all about falling. She isn't looking back either. So however that works out for you this week, so much love, luck, and blessings to you. I don't think you need luck at all. It's already on your side. You already are. It's already happening. It's already in the process. But don't be that part in your chapter that held yourself back from greatness. Okay? All right. It's going to be interesting to see how everybody's weeks unfold. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. Appreciate that. Hi, Flo. Welcome, gorgeous. Thanks for being here. The energy forecast was rather intense this week. I mean, isn't it? When isn't it? It's always intense. So it's definitely something to catch back on replay if you have the time. But so now we are going to go into the mudra. After the mudra, I'm going to do the giveaways, because I'm going to do more than one. Okay. All right, loves. With that said, I'm working with mudras for Awakening the 5 Elements by Alison de Nicola. So mudras are a very ancient tool that has been being used for thousands of years to facilitate ascension, to facilitate blockage removal, whether it be emotional, mental, physical, and again, spiritual, and assists us in attaining spiritual enlightenment. Now, mudra itself translates in Sanskrit into English as seal. So it's literally a seal that is formed and activated with your hands and your palm chakras, as well as your mudra fingers that are connected into the 5 elements. So these mudras, we do them all the time. There are hundreds upon hundreds. And so, these are kind of part of us. We've worked with them probably in many, many lifetimes. There are many different, I should say, like modalities out there that still incorporate mudras, and obviously yoga being one of them. So the reason why I bring forward mudras is, one, to bring more awareness of them into everyone's lives, because they are so powerful and so important. And it's so simple, an effective way of helping yourself, because that's really what it's all about, you having the tools to help you. And when we help us, we help everybody, right? So, hey, Catherine. Hi, Rob. Welcome, and thank you for being here. You all did miss the interesting, intense message that came forward with the Moon Day message, as well as the energy forecast. So that'll be available on replay if you want to catch it back. But you're in perfect divine timing for the mudras, as well as going to be doing some giveaways today after that. Okay. So with that said, mudras, they do really help to bring us into that place of, again, expansion, healing, growth, facilitate that in which we most need. And so that's why I bring it forward. So I like to pull the mudra and then explain it and then work with it together here. And then afterwards, I will post it on my page, and you can go on and save it to your phone or whatever device you work or watch on. This way that you can work with it all week long, because the more you do, the better it is, the more it assists. With that said, there are some mudras that are more intense than others, and so they do come with a bit of caution. So if it has a caution, I will let you know, and that just is because if you already suffer from a certain ailment physically, it could, you're going to be channeling energy directly into that area if the mudra links into that area, as these mudras do link into your physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, all at once. And so depending upon the mudra, once we work with it, if you do suffer from a physical ailment in that area, then it could bring a little bit of irritation and aggravation. So it will be up to you, and I will let you know as to whether or not there's a caution to use it at your own discretion. Okay. All right. So just asking for a mudra that comes forward for the collective good for the week of December 13th, 2021. Love it. What did I say in the beginning today is why I was doing the giveaways today, season of giving, right? So we got the Pushpaputa mudra. And I can't believe I didn't mess that up in saying it. And it's the giving mudra. Okay? So this mudra assists with non-attachment. What was the whole reading with the unification and unity about? It's kind of detaching from this idea of separation, right? So non-attachment, generosity, and steadfastness. It reduces stress and blood pressure. It balances digestion and elimination. It cultivates a sense of generosity and grounding, and helps to release attachments on all levels of being. Invokes a sense of offering to others. So, what did you say? I have a tail. I was like, what? Oh yes, my lovely Freya is laying here with me right now, so funny. It's connected to the element of earth, so very clearly helping to bring us into that place of kind of like stability, supported, and grounding at the same time. So we will be doing this one together. It is super simple, as you can see. I know you were going to say that, Rob. All right. So with that said, I'm just going to have everybody, if you want to, do this together, fantastic. If not, again, you could do this on your own. So really what we're going to just do is take both of your hands slightly cupped, and you're going to put them in front of the belly, palms facing upward. You're going to touch the outer edges of both the pinky and the ring fingers. Okay? Extend the hands slightly forward as though you were actually like symbolizing an offering. Okay? All right, close your eyes. I'm going to do 3 breaths. So just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. and release. Again, deep breath in and release. Last one, deep breath in and release. And you can state, I open to greater generosity and abundance. I open to greater generosity and abundance. I open to greater generosity and abundance. And so it is. All right, and you can open your eyes. And again, encourage you all to work with that all week long, especially considering these divine alignments that are occurring this week. And, if you want to challenge yourself, you can work with this every day. Like I say before, with the 3 breaths initially we did today, maybe tomorrow increase it by, to 6 breaths, the next day 9 breaths, then 12, so on and so forth. As when we work with these, we do breathe or do in increments of 3s. Okay? All right, I will post that on my page as well after I'm done doing the live. With that said, it's giveaway time. Look at that. Perfectly timed, right? So I'm going to be giving away your choice. So depending upon who the lucky winners are, I'm going to be giving away your choice of an oracle card reading. And this will be done remotely or video recorded. So you will have that option. Also, I'll be giving away the option for a Blue Rose healing session with me, which will also be performed remotely. This will actually be a one-on-one live video call that we will be doing together. And as I work with the Blue Rose, it really does assist in targeting those areas where you might have been experiencing a bit of blocks regarding your truth, your self-love, your self-worth, courageousness, coming to alignment with your divine plan and purpose, or your sovereignty. And so it's very deep healing. And that is something that if you choose that, I will go over a little bit more with that with you, what you can expect in advance for the winner. Also, I will be, then another option that you could choose from is my Aurora Light Healings. The Aurora Light Healing can be done remotely as well as in person if you are locally. Many of you are already familiar with my Aurora Light Healing sessions, but again, that is something that is just really quickly run through it. It's a combination of utilizing Reiki, sound, crystals, and light in order to facilitate energetic shifting and repatterning to help you transcend anything that you might be experiencing as far as energetic, physical, or even emotional mental blocks, to assist with then helping to shift those thought patterns. And it really acts as kind of like I kind of see it sometimes as like a demo phase where it kind of goes in, breaks things down, brings that healing into where it most needs to go at that time, but then it also assists in elevating you up and raising your vibration, ascending, kind of onto a higher timeline or a higher path then that enables you to better be able to work through anything that does come up regarding what you were there for to begin with. So I hope that makes sense. So again, that can be done in person, or it can be done remotely as well as a live video call. And last but not least, I think there was one more thing I was going to be giving away. It's an oracle card reading. My light transmission. So a lot of people aren't aware of my light transmissions being different than my Aurora Light Healing sessions, and they are. What the light transmission is, it's a remote session that we will do in a live video call once again, and this will actually just consist of a kind of like it's an opportunity for you to maybe share anywhere that you've been experiencing any blocks in your life. So it kind of acts as almost like a spiritual counseling, coaching, if you will. So when you kind of put out on the table what it is that you are ready to release or asking for assistance with, I then also do a card reading with you at the same time to really give a little bit more insight into anything that you could do to be helping yourself with those things, but also at the same time, what wants to occur, because then at the same time, I do channel in a light language transmission that is specific to your needs at that moment in time to help you really kind of break through those barriers and obstacles. So that also is a live video session as well. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. Love you. So again, you have your choice of those 4 things for anybody, and you're not limited to, pick any one that you want. All right. So with that said, how I want this to work is, okay, I just remembered. One other thing that I'm doing is, because I am so kind of booked up throughout the end of the year, I'm actually not going to be honoring these giveaways until after the new year. So we will be scheduling them. Once you win, reach out to me. We'll schedule them sometime in January or the following months, whenever we can make that align. But just so that you know that now, it will not be happening before the new year. Okay. All right. So with that said, not until I say, with you little speedy fingers, I'm going to be thinking of something, and I'll let you know what that something is. I'm going to be beaming this out telepathically. So, the first person on my screen, as I am very aware that Facebook only shows, it does whatever it wants to do, honestly. But sometimes we don't all actually see comments in the same order. So it's going to be what I see on my screen. The first person who calls it out correct, is going to be the winner of the giveaway. All right. So not until I say go do you start commenting. So I'm thinking of something associated with Christmas. So think of a symbol or something that when you think Christmas, what do you think? Okay? Don't do it yet. Just take a second, close your eyes, take a breath in. And I am beaming it out now. So go. Oh, Jillian Stewart. You stinker. You got it. It's a Christmas tree. Jillian Stewart was the first person on my screen to say tree. So Jillian Stewart, gorgeous goddess, what is it that you would like to receive as your gift? I'm going to do this 2 more times, guys. How did I know? I knew it was going to be. I was actually going to say there's probably like 3 people tuning in right now that it's not fair that you're playing, because we have pretty strong telepathic connections. But I'm teasing. You play. Oh, Rosa Maria, you would have had it. Me choose. Ooh, girl. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that level of magic? Well, you just had a card reading, so are you ready for a blue rose healing again? You want to walk back down that road? Because that's what I'm choosing. Give me over the power. You know what I'm going to do. All right. Thank you, Angela. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Cindy says, I just got the shape, just a smaller version. Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for participating with that. We're gonna do it again. I'm gonna change it up though. Okay. So this time, I'm going to be thinking of a master number. Do not go yet. Don't do it. I'm going to be thinking of a master number. And it could be in increments of either, it's going to get tricky now, doubles or triples. Okay? So, close your eyes. Take a breath. And go. No. Oh man. First person on my screen that got it already. First one right off the bat. Lumi Ray. 44. You got it. Oh man. I will tell you though, I will say, Rosemaria, if it wasn't 44, I was going to do 22. But when I closed my eyes, the number that I saw was 44. So, and it was almost going to be, and then I was like, 444? Nope, 44. So you were almost there right again. Or you kind of really were. Oh my goodness. So, Sir Lumi, what would you like to receive as your gift? So again, we have the Oracle card reading. We have the Blue Rose Healing Session. We have the Aurora Light Healing. And then, okay. Are you sure you want to donate it? And then we also have the, Jillian, I know, and you were second right under him. And then we have the light transmission. So if you would really like to donate it, would you say Karen? Oh yeah, Karen, as I say, not fair, right? I'm winning on my own too. Yeah, I knew there's a couple of you. Okay, so Rosemaria Gorgeous, since I was gonna do the 22, I will actually go ahead and give it to you. And Jillian, you already had one, so the 44. So Rosemaria, my dear, what is it that you would like to receive? And thank you so very much for doing that, Rob. Thank you. Yes, so Blue Rose, Aurora Light Healing. All right, awesome. All right, and one more time, everybody. We're going to do it again. All right, so now, since it's Christmas time, we're going to go back to that. So again, we're going to go with the, and it's 5:44. We're going to go with the Christmas symbol theme again, okay? So I am thinking of something symbol-wise of Christmas. Close your eyes and get ready to receive. Go. I feel like I should be playing some sort of music in the background, like Jeopardy music or something. Oh man, nobody got it yet. And it helps to not just guess, to literally like tune in to receive. I'm still beaming it. Gotta be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. You stinkers. Jillian and Rob, you both got it again with the snowman. It was a snowman. So, with that said, I'm sure obviously, Rob, you're going to donate. Jillian, you did win again. So, I'm going to let you all, let me see. Let me just wait 1 second. Oh my goodness. You guys, it's no fair. You're not allowed to play anymore. Okay, I'm kidding. It's still fun. All right, so with that said, since the two of them got it, I could have just not said anything. But if I didn't say anything, I figured people were going to see that they were saying snowman, and then they weren't going to, and then they weren't going to guess that anyway. So nobody would have gotten it then. So because Flo, gorgeous, you shared a snowflake, I want to just make sure on my end that you were the first person to share a snowflake. Because snowman, snowflake, same. Yes, you were. So lovely. Flo. Norzius. Did I say your last name right, sweetheart? You win. Thank you, Jillian and Rob, for rooting for everybody. And what is it that you choose? Oracle card reading with me, Aurora light healing session, a blue rose healing session, or a light transmission session? Oh, goodness. Always fun. I know, I noticed Karen isn't playing at all because, yeah, she's probably over there winning. Like she said, she's winning on her end. So as long as I'm able to be here next Monday, everybody, I will be doing this again. I want to give away again all the way up to Christmas. So absolutely. So those of you who didn't win today, try again next week. Okay. So Flo, my dear, just let me know what it is that you choose. And if you want to think about it, you can absolutely think about it as well. And then just get back to me. So I'm just going to write your name down. Oh, thanks, Rosemary. Love you. Karen. All right. So, yeah, I'll give you a few more seconds just to make sure you're still... Flo, are you still here? Just let me know. Winner, turkey dinner. Goofball. Oh, you're so welcome, Angela. Thank you for playing. And, honestly, you guys are awesome. I love to do things like this. It's just fun. I love to have fun. You all know that about me. I always want to be silly, and you guys make it so much more fun. So thank you all for always participating. And also, thank you so very much for being here, for tuning into the Moon Day messages, for your love and support. So for those of you who, who did watch back, who are watching back on replay too, thank you as well. Flo says, the screen keeps freezing, so I'm not catching everything. Freezing is interesting, too. It's an interesting word. All right, my dear. Well, I will message you privately then, and we will take care of it from there. All right? Have a magical week, everybody. I cannot wait to see what next week brings, and look forward to seeing you again. Take care.